witnesses here. And given the recent news about ongoing investigations into Russian interference in our 2016 elections, I'm going to have to take at least part of my time to pose some questions during my question time. Each of you here today, we all know, have taken an oath to defend the Constitution. As leaders of the intelligence community, you've also committed to act and to provide advice and counsel in a way that is unbiased, impartial, and devoid of any political considerations. This is the essence, quite honestly, of what makes our intelligence community and all the men and women who work for you so impressive. You tell it straight, no matter which political party is in charge. And that's why it's so jarring to hear recent reports of White House officials, perhaps even the President himself, attempting to interfere and enlist our intelligence community leaders in any attempt to undermine the ongoing FBI investigation. Obviously, tomorrow, there's another big hearing. We'll be hearing from former FBI Director Comey. I imagine he'll have something to say about the circumstances surrounding his dismissal. We have now heard the President himself say that he was thinking about the Russia investigation when he fired Director Comey, the very individual who was overseeing that same investigation. Today, we'll have an opportunity to ask Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein about his role in the Comey firings as well. Additionally, we've seen reports, some as recently as yesterday, that the President asked at least 2 of the leaders of our nation's intelligence agencies to publicly downplay the Russia investigation. The President is alleged to have also personally asked Director Coates and CI Director Pompeo to intervene directly with then Director Comey to pull back on his investigation. I'll be asking, as I've told him, DNI Director Coates and NSA Director Admiral Rogers about those reports today. Because if any of this is true, it would be an appalling and improper use of our intelligence professionals. An act, if true, that could erode the public's trust in our intelligence institutions. The IC, as I've grown to know over the last 7.5 years I've been on this committee, prides itself appropriately on its fierce independence. Any attempt by the White House or even the President himself to exploit this community as a tool for political purposes is deeply, deeply troubling. I respect all of your service to the nation. I understand that answering some of the questions that the panel will pose today may be difficult or uncomfortable given your positions in the administration. But this issue is of such great importance. The stakes are so high. I hope you will also consider all of our obligation to the American people to make sure that they get the answers they deserve to so many questions that are being asked. Now let me return to the subject of our hearing. Mr. Chairman, I agree that the reauthorization of Section 702 is terribly important. As the attacks in London, Paris, Manchester, Melbourne, and the list unfortunately goes on, all those attacks have demonstrated terrorists continue to plot attacks that target innocent civilians. Section 702, under court order, collects intelligence about these potential terrorist plots. It authorizes law enforcement and the intelligence community to collect intelligence on non-U.S. persons outside the United States, where there is reasonable suspicion that they seek to do us harm. I've been a supporter of reauthorizing Section 702 to protect Americans from terrorist attacks. And I'm eager to work with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to make sure that we reauthorize it before the end of this year. A reauthorization of Section 702 should ensure also that there is robust oversight and restrictions to protect the privacy and civil liberties of Americans. Those protections remain in place And if there are areas where those protections can be strengthened, we ought to look at those as well. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to our hearing.
Thank you, Vice Chair.